You saw the headline: a tanker stopped in the Strait of Hormuz while a U.S. Navy MQ-4C watched from high altitude. But why didn't the eyes in the sky translate into action at sea? Here's the problem the Navy faced: the maneuver the IRGC used to force a no-shoot, and the proof this wasn't luck, this was playbook. Stay with me and I'll show you the invisible handshake between rules of engagement and small boat tactics that turned a high-risk grab into a near-zero cost win. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Why did a high-altitude eye worth millions watch while small boats won? Because in this strip of water, rules and terrain choke options until action arrives too late. The Strait of Hormuz is narrow. 2 lanes for traffic, a buffer in between, and territorial lines that zig against the current. Civilian hulls crowd both lanes, tankers, coasters, dhows, so every decision slices through a stack of legal and human risk. U.S. rules of engagement hinge on 3 gates: confirm who you see, confirm what they intend, answer in proportion. The IRGC operates just inside those gates. Small hulls with low signatures. Close passes near neutral ships. Hails that sound like law enforcement, not combat. Weapons wrapped, hands visible, cameras on. Nothing you can call hostile, until it is.
Iran's recent seizure of a Marshall Islands-flagged oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz marks a significant escalation in an already tense region. 20% of the world's oil passes through its waters every day. The Iranian authorities, including the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, quickly moved to seize control of the vessel, claiming that it was carrying an illegal consignment. The incident unfolded on the morning of November 14, 2025, when Iranian forces intercepted the tanker Talara just after it had passed through the narrow Strait of Hormuz.
The MQ-4C is an ISR platform. It stays high, wide, and persistent, feeding a picture of the whole sea. It does not carry weapons. It does not shove boats off course. In crowded lanes, awareness comes fast, but denial comes slow. Think chess in a phone booth. The board is cramped, the pieces blend with bystanders, and every move risks hitting the wrong pawn. Add the friction points that matter in real time. Warning cycles take minutes: hail, clarify, warn again. Deconflict with Omani traffic control and Iranian coastal authorities if you are near their line. If the intercept would unfold inside a territorial zone the other side claims, the legal exposure spikes. One wrong push becomes an international incident, and the playback hits every capital by nightfall. Past standoffs in this water share a pattern: when escalation risk is high and allies must coordinate, actions slow down. The sensor net grows richer, but authorities don't. The more feeds you watch, the more your lawyers ride shotgun. Knowledge expands. The right to act doesn't. Call the problem what it is. Rules plus geography create a predictable no-shoot window that a clever opponent can plan around. So how did the IRGC script that window down to the minute and force the scene to run on their timing? What single timing choice turns US surveillance into a spectator? Hit the seam. Shift change, crowded lanes, and a boundary line you can argue over. That's the window where minutes matter and authority lags the picture.
The Strait of Hormuz, which separates Iran from the Arabian Peninsula, has long been a strategic flashpoint due to its vital role in global energy transport. Iranian state media later reported that the operation was part of a broader effort to safeguard Iran's national interests and prevent illegal shipments from entering or leaving its ports. The ship, which was carrying approximately 30,000 tons of petrochemical products, including high-sulfur gasoil, was diverted into Iranian territorial waters shortly after the interception.
The move starts with a spread. 2 to 6 fast inshore craft push in from different bearings, cued by a helicopter or an armed patrol boat holding just outside the lane. They arrive during peak merchant flow, when horns, hails, and AIS updates stack the channel. They ride the edge of territorial lines, sometimes straddling, sometimes a boat length inside, so every intercept crosses a legal wire. The first contact is words, not fire. A hail that cites a court order. Directions to alter course. Crew on the gunnels with rifles wrapped under soft covers. No muzzle flash. No impact. The US needs hostile intent, but the opening looks like law enforcement. That buys seconds. Then minutes. Timing is the trick. Pick a slice when the nearest US destroyer sits beyond instant intercept. Air cover is up, but not overhead. Any move must route through Oman or Iran for deconfliction. Each phone call adds a mile the tanker can't regain. A laden tanker at 12 to 14 knots in a tight channel can't dance. To avoid collision, the master eases power and responds to hails. That compliance pause looks like seamanship. It also hands the boarders a ladder. Now the geometry. One boat boxes the bow. Another pins the quarter. Lines go across from the lee side to kill drift. A civilian dhow idles close enough that a stray round would hit it first, which freezes any escalatory shot. Cameras are rolling. The first clip posts the story before anyone else can. Meanwhile, the MQ-4C stays high to keep the whole picture and stay safe. It streams everything. It moves nothing. That gap is the safe lane the small boats live in. We've seen this frame before. Near boundary boardings. Claims of jurisdiction. A short run back under coastal air cover. Video online within the hour calling it a lawful stop. This is a checklist, not chance. Time the crowd, claim the badge, own the first video, then fade home under batteries you control. And that signals a shift, confidence drawn from repeatable mechanics rather than luck. Surveillance without decisive authority leaves a hole you can set your watch to. The IRGC just proved they can move inside that gap and walk a prize home while the camera rolls. Censors see. Lawyers decide. Minutes vanish. So what closes it? Forward escorts riding shotgun, faster ROE triggers tied to specific cues, or a counter-swarm that crowds out small boats before they box the bow? Comment your choice below. If you want the tactical breakdowns that cut through noise, subscribe. Next time, we'll stress test a counter playbook, pre-brief triggers, layered pickets, and decoys that flip a no-shoot window into a deterrent trap. Your move.